know you. I know this is kind of a one-way street here, but we can't wait to learn more about you, introduce ourselves, and find out even more than we already have from your counselors who nominated you and through the application process, and then again when you visit. Wilkes University is a nationally ranked research institution, and we educate, mentor, and learn from nearly 5,000 students, both undergraduate and graduate. We have nearly 40 academic divisions, our departments, plus high demand, in-demand graduate and doctoral degrees that we offer students both online and in person on our campus. Our campus is located in beautiful northeastern Pennsylvania. It is absolutely the best time of year to be there right now. The leaves are changing. It is peak season. There's some really bright reds. It's a really great time to be in the Northeast. And even the crisp air means some apple picking and some other cool activities that remind us of fall. Right behind me is Wilkes Hall, which is one of our buildings on campus, one of the many mansions that we have on campus. And this particular building is an administrative building. Our provost is there, and also our president. And our president, Dr. Greg Kant, has joined us tonight, and he's going to talk to you a little bit about who we are and sort of, his introduction to Wilkes. But we wanted to make sure that as our future leaders, you get to meet our leader. So without further ado, I will turn it over to Dr. Greg Kant. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Kishan, and good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to join you. I'm going to start by congratulating you because I understand that the only way that you would be eligible to be in this program is essentially you had to stand out as a student in high school. And the recommendations came from people who see lots and lots of students. And so you impressed your guidance counselors enough to make sure that they recommended you. And although many of us on this call were at high school a long time ago, we can remember that standing out is not always an easy thing to do. So already you've made tremendous progress. We appreciate that both last year and this year have been challenges. They're challenges to everyone. Our capacity to deliver our programs the way we'd like has been interrupted seriously by COVID-19. So I congratulate you on persisting, on, as I said, standing out amongst your peers. And we look forward to presenting Wilkes to you as a great option for the continuation of your educational experience. So I just want to highlight a couple of things about us that you may know a little bit about us. Kishan already mentioned we're in Northeast Pennsylvania. You might guess from my accent I'm not from Northeast Pennsylvania, but it is actually a beautiful part of the world. We are right on the far west of the Pocono Mountains, which are some of the more beautiful parts of this region. The Susquehanna River runs through the middle of the valley we live on. In fact, it is one side of our campus is the Susquehanna River. And Wilkes-Barre, the town and the region, is one of the original parts of this country. In fact, there's a great deal of history associated with this part of the world. Its wealth was derived ultimately by finding coal, and those big buildings that the mansions that were the barons, the coal barons that now make up our campus came from the discovery of coal. That coal has long since no longer been dug up in this part of the country, but it did generate a lot of wealth, and it's meant that our community is fortunate to have both classic academic buildings and some of the most modern laboratories that you'll find in our part of the country, mixed with quite remarkable old buildings, which are a great place to live. Wilkes Hall happens to be one of them. I'm actually sitting in the President's House, another one of those great mansions on campus. And in fact, right next to me is where our honors students are, again, another one of our great mansions on campus. But the Wilkes experience is multifaceted. First of all, there's the breadth of our academic program. And in a few moments, you're going to hear from our faculty about what some of those amazing opportunities are. We have an incredible group of faculty. We have programs that in lots of ways will surprise you because of our size. We have a very robust engineering program, for example, great nursing programs. We have pharmacy. We have tremendous programs in the sciences, a business school, all of what you expect out of the humanities and social sciences. And again, we have the kind of hands-on experience where as an undergraduate, even as a freshman, you might find yourself working in a laboratory, conducting real research with real implications. And as will be described to you, the possibility, for example, of presenting with your faculty member the kind of research that you undertake. We also have a comprehensive range of other activities that are part of the living experience of a residential campus. We have 23 sports, NCAA sports, which allow you to play sport, to enjoy the company of others, to strive, to grow and develop. And that's an important part of a number of our students' life, but so is the theatre, so is music, so are the clubs, so are the range of activities that go with living on campus as an undergraduate. And also we blend this interesting kind of mix of an urban campus, because we are really sort of in the middle of the city of Wilkes-Barre, but also, as you can see in the image behind Kishan, we are a very walkable campus. So we've got this lovely kind of encapsulated environment. It's beautiful. It's got all sorts of modern amenities, but it's also, frankly, not out in the middle of the forest. And I love forests, but sometimes you don't want to have a campus where you have to drive a long way to get anywhere. So you get that lovely mix of an urban environment and also a great live-in community. So I think we've got the right kind of mix. We also encourage students and push them. This is really an environment that's great for those of you who really want to strive and achieve. One of our sort of claims to fame, colleges judge themselves in all sorts of different ways. One of the ways that we're most proud of is the impact we have on our students' lives. There's all sorts of ways that, as I mentioned, universities are judged, and we're ranked as an institution that really makes a difference in the life of our students, ultimately in the kind of careers that they can obtain and so on. And in a moment, you're going to hear from, again, the people who really provide those extra activities. So whether it is study abroad, whether it's the opportunity to apply for special research opportunities, our honours program, which is really quite remarkable, you'll hear about those in a moment or two. So just to kind of summarise, we think we're a great place that's right for, not all colleges are right for all students, but if what you want is an environment that has the feeling of a big university in terms of opportunities and a range of things to do, but also the taste and the mentoring that happens in a smaller community where the faculty will know your name, where people will work with you to grow and develop, and we're committed ultimately to your success, then Wilkes might be the right place for you. The fact that you've got to be at this stage says that you've already stood out in a crowded community. And what we're going to do in a moment is tell you a bit about how you can be part of the Wilkes community and ultimately be a colonel. So it's my great pleasure, as I said, to be leading this institution. This program is designed for future leaders because college is a great place to start to understand how you are going to reshape your world. At the end of the day, that's essentially what university does. It lets you understand the impact you can have, and with the strength of the staff and faculty, and very importantly, with the other students that you study with. For a number of you may have spent much of your life essentially in the same community. Maybe you've had students who you've been with since elementary school, middle school, and high school, and that's created a large amount of security and stability. And stability is not a bad thing. What happens when you come to college, though, is you really get to change the kind of folk that you deal with, that you learn, and you grow together. It really is the big moment of life, is that stepping out of often the protective environment of high school into this wonderful, robust, growing, pulling, new kind of directions that college has to offer. But in our case, in also a safe environment that means that you have a chance to thrive. So again, my pleasure to say hello to all of you. I'm going to hand it back to Kishan, and good luck.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kant. We appreciate your words there. Our next step in the program tonight is we're going to spend some time just reviewing our admissions process and also just giving you some more overview of the institution so that you can become more familiar with Wilkes. Tonight we have our admissions counselor, Liz, and she's going to take over from here. But I would just like to say before we get started, is that it would be really great to make sure that you're spending time with your admissions counselor and to utilize them as your advocate. They are the people that are going to know you best at first, and they can get you connected to people on campus. They try their best to know everything, but that's pretty hard to do. And so what their real job is to know enough and then to know who the people are that they need to connect you with. And that's what's really all about at the university, is being connected and getting connected. And so make sure that you utilize them, reach out to them. They get really lonely sending all those text messages to you and making all those phone calls. This is your opportunity to have an advocate right by your side as you go through this process. So that's my advice to you. And then with that, I'll turn it over to Liz. Thank you.
All right, let me just get this presentation going. Hi, everybody. My name is Liz, and I am an admissions counselor here at Wilkes. I want to thank Kishan and Dr. Kant. Let's get back to. All right. So again, like I said, my name is Liz, and I'm an admissions counselor here. So everyone at Wilkes University who wants to come and who's a potential student will have an admissions counselor that you will get to work with during the application process. So like Kishan said, utilize us. We're your best resource. We'll help you out during that application process. So I'm excited to share with you some information we have about Wilkes and all the exciting opportunities that we have to offer. So you have been selected as the Colonel Emerging Leader Award because of your academic rigor and your success throughout your time in high school. The Colonel Emerging Leader Award will guarantee you a $10,000 scholarship here at Wilkes University, as well as preferred first-year housing. After our admissions presentation, you'll get to hear from some of our faculty and staff of some of the programs that you can take part in here at Wilkes. So we'll go into our honors program, some of the research that you can do in the undergraduate level, and some information about our Fulbright Scholar program. So this is just a map right here of Pennsylvania, and as you can see is that Wilkes-Barre is located in Northeast PA. Wilkes University is housed about 2,500 undergraduate students from 31 states and 15 countries. So we have about an average class size of about 21 students and a 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So I can assure you that you will just not be another number on a sheet of paper, but you're going to be known by your name and your face. And to be completely honest, you might even see your professors a little more than you want to, but I don't say this in a bad way at all. We have a healthy mix of over 46 majors, and we also offer a very hands-on program. So for example, you can be conducting research on breast cancer research with Dr. Sabuni, or if you're interested in traveling to the Arctic Circle to research the effects of climate change on plants, or maybe your interest lies in running a business, you can all do this at your first year in our business program at Wilkes. More recently, we've been ranked in the Economist as the 25th in the nation for economic value by comparing what our graduates earn to what they might have earned if they've studied somewhere else. So this is one of our pictures of the Wyoming Valley of where Wilkes-Barre is located. So this is a great picture, like Kishan was saying, that we're in this fall season right now with all the leaves are starting to change. So this is from a top of our parking garage. So this gives you a little bit of overview of Wilkes' campus and Wilkes-Barre in general. So some things about campus life: even though you might be busy in the classroom, there leaves times to participate in one of our 23 Division III sports teams, which, by the way, we have newly renovated facilities to play and practice on, or you can take part in one of our 80+ clubs and organizations on campus. So they deal with academics, sports and fitness, faith, culture and diversity, student leadership, and so much more. And if you don't see a club or organization that you're passionate about or even slightly interested in, you can create your own club at Wilkes, because at Wilkes, your opportunities are unlimited. So please know that you are not limited to participating in our sports and clubs or organizations due to your major you choose. We have students majoring in all schools that make up Wilkes University while also taking part taking part in any sport or club or organization that's on campus. With all of our campus happenings, maintaining a safe and secure campus takes commitment from both our Department of Public Safety and the campus community working together. Our dedicated staff of patrol officers traverse the campus and its perimeter for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I can promise that you will be supported in all avenues that you go down. So this is another great picture of campus. As Dr. Kant said, this is a very walkable campus. So you can see that right there. So this is one of our greenway walkways. So regarding some of the support we offer at Wilkes is that we offer a range of free programs, services, and activities as diverse as our campus community, which consist of peer, faculty, and staff mentorship programs. Each and every new student will have an e-mentor who's an upperclassman student. This person will be a shoulder to lean on and help acclimate you through the first year of college. We also have a variety of extracurricular activities and opportunities where we have some social events as well, such as Casino Week, where you can gamble for raffle tickets and to win amazing prizes. Different multicultural activities that include dance and food and different prizes as well. Concerts that are put on by our programming board. And the artist is actually chosen by our students. We have student recitals, theater productions, readings and lectures from renowned authors from all over around the world. So this is another great picture of our central location of campus. So as you can see, very walkable. We can see the library, the science center, and then if you look further in the picture, that is downtown Wilkes-Barre, where we house, we have a movie theater that you can walk to, over 30 plus restaurants in the area. So there's a lot to do in downtown Wilkes-Barre as well. So now I'm just gonna go over a little bit of information about our application process for first year students. So in order to experience what I just was speaking about, you need to apply. So our first year student process is fairly easy, and you can apply by either the Wilkes application or the common application. We don't prefer one application over the other, so please complete the application that you feel most comfortable with. Also, please remember to use our fee waiver, Apply Now. So you should have gotten that in the mail as well in the folder. So use that fee waiver. Along with your application, you will need to submit your official high school transcripts. So we have gone test optional for fall 2021. So if you did take those SATs, you can choose to submit those if you'd like to. Now, if you are interested in a program like Performing Arts or the Pharmacy Guaranteed Seat program, those two have a little bit of different application process. So the Performing Arts will still require that application to Wilkes, but also will require an audition or interview by the Performing Arts school. Now for the Pharmacy Guaranteed Seat program that guarantees into that 6-year program here at Wilkes, you will require 3 professional letters of recommendation, a pharmacy-related essay, so an intent of why you want to be a pharmacist, and then you will be invited by the pharmacy department for an interview into that guaranteed program. This is another great picture of Wilkes' campus, especially in fall. You can see all the leaves changing. So like Dr. Kant was saying, we have a ton of opportunities to do things around Wilkes-Barre. So we do live in the city, but you can still go to the mountains and go hiking. There's state parks locally and things like that. So students always take up on a lot of those opportunities as well. So something also to note is that we do have an early decision process. So with this process, you will need to apply by November 15th, as well as having your FAFSA in by November 15th. All the decisions will be out by December 1st. And if you are admitted into the early decision, you will withdraw all applications at other colleges and universities and officially become a part of the Wilkes community by a verbal commitment. Because because sometimes you know, you just know. So if you apply with Wilkes, if you know that Wilkes is the place for you, early decision is the best thing to apply. So some advantages of the early decision process is priority housing, advanced registration for courses in your intended field of study, access to department facility for early advising sessions, and scholarship priority by applying with the FAFSA early. So we will also offer merit-based scholarships based on your academics throughout high school. So our scholarships with the Colonel Emerging Leader Award and merit-based scholarships will range from $25,000 to $17,000. And these scholarships will stick with you for all 4 years at Wilkes. Other bonus awards for those who qualify will also be an out-of-state award. So for those students who are out of state are guaranteed a $2,000 grant, as well as a hometown advantage award if living in Luzerne and Lackawanna County. Also, if you have family members that are an alumni, you can be granted an alumni award as well. So some information about financial aid. About 90% of our full-time undergraduate students receive some form of financial aid, adding up to $30 million a year in aid. So this is including grants, scholarships, work-study funds, and direct loans. All students are encouraged to apply for the free application for federal student aid, also known as the FAFSA. So just important to note that the FAFSA did open today, so that's a very exciting thing. So you definitely want to get your FAFSA in. You can add Wilkes University onto there as our school code is listed right there. And if you do have any questions or you forgot to write down the code, always reach out to your admissions counselor. We can definitely get that to you. And if you have questions about the financial aid package or anything like that, we have a financial aid office that will work with you one-on-one to go over anything that you may need to do during that financial aid process. So most important thing is just get in that FAFSA because it does require a lot of work. But we are here to work with you throughout that no matter what. So this is one of pictures outside of one of our residence halls called Roth Hall. So one thing to note is that we have a lot of mansions on campus that are residence halls, but we also have communal style living and suite style living. So first year students will get to go over and pick their, and rank which type of housing they'll actually want to live in. So just some career outcomes of some of our alumni that have come from Wilkes. So something interesting about Wilkes is our Career Gateway program. So it brings students as soon as they step onto campus during your orientation. So you'll meet with our Center for Career and Development, and they'll work with you on career coaching, attending different networking events, attending all of our career and internship fairs every semester. You'll also be taking a freshman year foundations class your first semester here at Wilkes. This class helps you to begin to evaluate your strengths and interests and learn about the different fields and beginning to curate that resume to get into those jobs that you're excited about. So some statistics about our Wilkes students is that 96% of our students are working or attending graduate professional school in areas related to their desired career outcomes. 77% of these graduates reported that they are working full-time. 20% of these alum are attending graduate or professional schools, and 76% of our students are working in Northeastern PA, NEPA we like to call it, or in cities within Pennsylvania. And 73% of those are also attending graduate or professional schools within NEPA as well. So this is a great picture of our Cohen Science Building. So if you're looking into engineering or any of the sciences, this is where you'll get to see a lot of our labs. And so I just wanted to kind of highlight some of our more recent alumni and where they're working at now. So one of our recent alumni that graduated in May of this year, Danny DeVito, not the actor, he graduated with digital design and media art major. He is a digital designer at Fox Sports in Los Angeles, California. So he did a few internships in digital design and he just started over the summer. Caroline Rickard, who actually used to work in our admissions office as well, and it was a communication study and a minor in marketing. She's now a media strategist at Fingerprint Marketing in Philadelphia, PA. Rich Sapowski, he was a mechanical engineering major with a minor in engineering management and physics. He's now a mechanical designer at Borton Lawson in Wilkes-Barre, PA. He actually, fun fact, he actually received that job offer before he even graduated. So he interned with Borton and Lawson and then was given a job opportunity with them, and he just started after he graduated. Erin Gallagher, who is also digital design and media art. She's now a research assistant at Harvard University working on technology and social change project. So you can actually Google that and learn some more information. But it explores media manipulation as a means to control public conversation. So some of our Doctorate of Pharmacy program graduates as well. Justin, he's an associate director at Oncology Health Systems at Bristol in New Jersey. And then Felicia, who graduated in 2018, she's a clinical and ER pharmacist at Commonwealth Health, which is a local hospital network here in Wilkes-Barre. So these are some really exciting outcomes of some of our local alumni. So these are just a little bit of the opportunity of the job outcomes that can come out of Wilkes. So Dr. Steele will get back into some of these research opportunities, but I just wanted to highlight a couple of them. Like I said, monitoring Arctic ecosystems and studying climate change, which is always very important right now. Detecting cancer early, so working with breast cancer research with Dr. Sabuni. Preventing hospital readmissions, our pharmacy program is doing some work with that. Game-changing wound care, which is very interesting. They discovered a silver compound that mimics how the body's immune system fights infection. So that works, again, that's part of our microbiology, chemistry, and biology students do that as research. And then examining the effectiveness of media through our digital design and media art programs as well. So these are just a few of the research opportunities that all undergraduate students have the opportunity to take a part of. So you'll be able to get into those research when you become a Wilkes student. So this is, again, another great picture of campus. So this is one of our main walkways that goes right through to the center of campus. So some more ways that you can explore campus. Visit our campus. If you guys are able to, we do have personalized in-person visits. They're very small, and we will be able to safely do those and socially distance as well. You can schedule those visits at wilkes.edu/visit. Now, if you go to that website, you can also find a whole lot of other things. We're holding a bunch of virtual events every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. There's also a 360 tour of full campus of Wilkes. So you can check out dorms, you can check out academic buildings, athletic facilities. All of that is on our 360 tour. So wilkes.edu/visit, great resource to go to. Next is our experience page. So this is one of my favorites. We have a walking tour of Wilkes on there, highlight dorm videos. There's a lot of student videos as well. Just kind of highlight student life and everything there at Wilkes as well. We do have a YouTube page too. So we're always updating those with current research, new happenings going on at Wilkes. So that's Wilkes U Video. Instagram page. I know students these days are very into Instagram. So we are on Instagram. You can find us at Wilkes U. Every Wednesday night, we host a live Wilkes event. So it's at 4 p.m. With current students. You can ask them questions about what their favorite thing to do at Wilkes is. They'll ask them about their major. So it's a variety of things. And if you go on there now, I believe they're all recorded on there. So you can take a look at those too. And then obviously Facebook too. You can find us there, and we'll put down all our updates, some of our events that are going on too. So definitely make sure you guys check those out. And I believe that is all. So I want to thank you guys again for listening to the presentation. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on campus one day.
Awesome. Thank you, Liz. Does anybody have any questions about admissions or just Wilkes in general? We're more than happy to answer your questions.
I see one. If you apply rolling, Chris answered that. If you apply rolling decision, when do you find out your acceptance? So like Chris said, we'll typically have decisions in 10 to 14 days once we receive all your materials. So if you have a question about whether we've received your transcripts or SAT scores or anything like that, that's a great opportunity to reach out to your admissions counselors. So you can find all of us on our website, wilkes.edu/admissions. Every student in every territory has a specific counselor, but you could always reach out to either me or anybody else, and I will make sure to get you in touch with the right person.
Liz, we do have another question. Could you just give a really quick overview of the musical theater drama program?
Yeah, so the musical theater program, they do require that audition, so you definitely want to work with them. They do musicals, they do plays. I know they require like an hour of voice lessons a week. So it is a very robust program. They also do have a dance minor. So if that's something that you're interested in too, we have a musical theater, there's a musical production. So there's definitely a lot to get into with that.
Perfect. And I believe that is all we have right now.
Jess, there's one more question actually. So I'm just going to quick answer that about scholarships because I think it's a good one.
Missed it.
Yeah, that's okay. It just came in. So the question was about the highest level of scholarship. So what happens is that when we review your application at the time of admission, we don't need any other documents from you other than your admissions application. That's the first step. And then we take a look at your admission criteria, but we're also at the same time reviewing scholarship criteria. And so at the time of admission, you could be eligible for any of those level merit scholarships that were on Liz's screen before, anywhere from $17,000 to $25,000 for the year. And $25,000 is 2/3 of our tuition. So right off the bat, we're really cutting that down. And then on top of that, there are some other bonus awards depending on your qualifications that we might add to that. Then what happens is we take the information from your FAFSA. So the next important document we need is that FAFSA information, and we match you up to any kind of grants or other scholarships, and even some government, possibly some government grants, depending on your family situation. And we put all that package together, so your merit scholarships, your bonus scholarships, any grants and other awards you might be eligible for, plus any type of state or federal aid. We put that all together in one package and we send that to you. Typically, at the very latest, it would be early January, but we always strive for early December. You get that package in the mail, plus you get to see it in your admissions portal. And then we show you, here's all of the money you're eligible for, here's the total cost, and then here's what it's going to be out of pocket. So waiting until you get that financial aid package is going to be really important. So we let you know up front in the admissions letter, but then we also are able to give you a more complete package later. So that's an important part of the process.
Thanks, Kishan. We do have 2 more questions that came through, but we are going to have some students log on in a bit, and I'd really like you to hear from them and their experiences. So I'm going to hold off on those questions and introduce our next speaker. So our next speaker is Dr. Michael Steele. He is the head of research here at Wilkes. So let me just get our PowerPoint ready. But Dr. Steele, when you are ready, you're good to go. Dr. Steele, I think you're muted.
I'm sorry for that. Welcome to Wilkes, albeit virtually at this point, but I'm sure you will be soon visiting campus in person. I'd like to take a few minutes and introduce you to the concept of research and scholarship and why it's important at the undergraduate level and why it will significantly improve the quality of your undergraduate experience and the meaning of your bachelor's degree, and why it should help distinguish Wilkes as your choice, your top choice for an undergraduate education. So next slide, please. So let me begin with a short video on research experiences at Wilkes, and then we'll come back and talk in more detail.
Give me 2 seconds, please. Technical difficulties. Sorry, it doesn't want to come up. Let's see if we can play it through here. My goodness, I'm sorry.
Now, perhaps we could show it at the end of my talk. Oh, you got it.
Greetings. My name is Michael A. Steele, Professor of Biology and the Hilda Fenner Endowed Chair of Biology Research at Wilkes University. If you look at the major research institutions, it's very difficult for students to find their way.
You got to share the screen.
Oh, sorry. There we go. It started over. Sorry about that. All right.
My name is Michael A. Steele, Professor of Biology and the Hilda Fenner Endowed Chair of Biology Research at Wilkes University. If you look at the major research institutions, it's very difficult for students to find their way into a research lab. The priorities are based just on research with graduate students and postdocs. Here, we have focused much of our research on involving undergraduates, and I think that makes the undergraduate experience so much stronger than it is at many other institutions.
Hi, I'm Dr. Lisa Cadlick, and I'd like to welcome you to the Wilkes University Biology Department. A big thing in genetics and development is to use what we call a model organism. We use fruit flies as our models. We can study a fly or a worm or a mouse and study things that are important in, for example, people. Or doing certain experiments that allow us to see, like, is a gene we care about expressed? One of the things we tell students a lot is that science isn't just facts, right? It's a process, and people are actively doing science. And I think one of the big things that happens when students get involved in research is that they actually get to see how that works.
Hi, my name is Lisa Reynolds, and I am Assistant Professor of Digital Design and Media Art here at Wilkes University. Our department educates students in graphic design, web design, motion and video, augmented reality, virtual reality, and gaming design. From a research standpoint, in our world, we're not creating cures for diseases or, testing a lot of statistics. But what we do is examine messaging and its effects on people. So one of the ways our students have been able to have really hands-on experience was through the America 250 PA competition. So through that process, our students were entered into a competition format where our team was researching Pennsylvania, what's important about it, what's special about it, and through their research, we're able to find a message that they felt, and obviously the judges felt as well, because we did end up winning that competition, would resonate throughout the audience of the entire state of Pennsylvania.
Hi, my name is AJ Bamareddy, and I'm an associate professor of pharmacology in the Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences. When students are here, it is not just getting an experiment done. It's making them feeling comfortable, confident, building those skills, becoming a well-rounded individual. Those are the things I make sure they are getting those when they are doing the research in the lab. I want to make sure the students are picking up these unique skills which will be helpful to tackle any challenging scenario once they are out of school and then trying to find a job.
I tell prospective students that if you come to Wilkes, a lot of your classroom activities will help guide your interests. What research and scholarship does is it reinforces it. Many schools brag about having scholarly opportunities for students, but it's not at all to the extent that it is at Wilkes.
Okay, so let's introduce you to the concept of research and scholarship at the undergraduate level, why it is important, how does it enhance your undergraduate experience, and how does it strengthen your preparation for your career goals. Then I'll share a few examples beyond the video that you just saw. Next slide, please. So why is research and scholarship important for undergraduate students? It broadens and strengthens the educational experience for the student. It imparts critical thinking skills, team building skills, and a range of other professional skills. And it brings a sense of pride, and it significantly strengthens career opportunities. For faculty, it informs teaching, and as a result, strengthens the student's experience in the classroom. It keeps faculty engaged and on top of their field, and it helps to build lifelong friendships between students and faculty and between students. Many students continue to stay in touch because of their research experiences at Wilkes. And it strengthens the university's reputation. It attracts motivated students like yourselves. This is something you should strongly consider in your college choice. It endows students with a tremendous pride for their institution after they complete their degree, and it strengthens postgraduate opportunities. Next slide, please. So Wilkes has a a long history of strong research and scholarly activity. However, research and scholarly activity at Wilkes has grown exponentially over the past 15 years. We are rapidly working on our way towards a national reputation as a small university, small undergraduate institution with a vibrant research environment, one that specifically engages undergraduates. Next slide. In recent years, Wilkes has significantly increased its focus and investment on undergraduate research. Through funds for faculty scholarship have grown an estimated 50%. Internal funds are now available specifically for undergraduate mentoring opportunities. New funds have been set aside for undergraduates to travel to and present research at regional, national, and international meetings. We've had students travel to Japan, parts of Europe, and Canada regularly for international conferences. A newly endowed Bessler Scholarship specifically supports summer research by undergraduates. And in 2015, a $1 million fund was established for additional research grants for faculty to support seed projects that will potentially lead to larger external funds. Grants that directly support undergraduate engagement, of course, receive priority in these proposal competitions. These are all important reasons to select Wilkes. Next slide. The message to motivated students like yourself is that Wilkes, you can earn a strong bachelor's degree along with a master's level of research experience, which in turn will open countless graduate and career opportunities. And finally, one of the hidden benefits for students conducting summer research is free summer housing. For the more than 20 years, the university has provided housing at no cost for undergraduates conducting summer research. This is an absolutely essential benefit for many of our students who must work over the summer, and without this benefit would see most of their summer salary disappear for housing. Many would have to make a tough decision not to work on research or scholarship. Although essential for many of our students, this benefit is rare at most institutions. Based on discussions with my colleagues nationwide and an internet search that I've done, I estimate that fewer than 5% of private undergraduate institutions offer this benefit. Examples include Occidental College, Trinity College, and the College of William and Mary. Next slide. Faculty have received numerous prestigious external grants from agencies such as the National Science Foundation, National Institute of Health, and the Howard Hughes Medical Institution, and many other national and state funding agencies. Two recent examples, one is a an NSF grant, National Science Foundation Equipment Grant, funded by a collaborative team of investigators from 4 departments in the College of Science and Engineering to purchase a supercomputer for processing megadata and training students in how to address problems using such data. A few years ago, Wilkes was distinguished as one of the few universities nationwide to be recognized with a $1 million award from the Howard Hughes Medical Institute to specifically fund opportunities for undergraduates in the sciences. Next slide. Shown here are the number of students impacted by that grant alone over just the 5 years of the project. Shown are the number of students influenced by curriculum changes, undergraduate research, the middle school students influenced by the outreach programs, and the number of undergraduates participating in the outreach activities, and then the overall totals. Next slide. Shown here are the increases in the number of students involved in research during the academic years and the increases in number of full-time summer research students during the course of this grant. I'll also note that since this grant, this $1 million grant, we've generally maintained this level of student involvement in research in the biological sciences, or the life sciences in general. Next slide. This shows the number of credit hours that students take during the academic year to conduct research and independent study. And although the frequency of these absolute independent credits has dropped off just a bit in the past few years, we found this directly corresponds to the number of independent research opportunities, summer research opportunities that students are now engaged in. And those are non-credit bearing, so they wouldn't be included in this category. Next slide. Wilkes is rapidly becoming a small university with a strong reputation in undergraduate research and scholarship, one that could in the foreseeable future endow us with a national level reputation. I encourage you to join us to become part of this success story. Shown here is a group of undergraduates at Wilkes. So let me finish with some pictures here. I'll take the next slide. This is a group of students, undergraduates at Wilkes and Purdue University that met for a week-long training workshop to implement a $600,000 grant from National Science Foundation to investigate how forest structure influences seed dispersal by blue jays in eastern deciduous forests and in comparison Midwestern forests that are highly fragmented. The undergraduates, graduate students, and faculty here all work closely for a week and a half to perfect research procedures, how to design and fit jays with radio collars, how to place radios in acorns, and how to build mobile automated telemetry towers to radio track jays and acorns. It was a real team effort in which 6 Wilkes students were totally immersed. Quote, one student who was reluctant to go on the trip immediately said, "We had the time of our lives." I will also note that these 6 Wilkes students went to advanced careers in pharmacy, medicine, veterinary science. One became a high school teacher, and one student launched a career in environmental science immediately after graduation. Next slide. Shown here are 3 students that worked in my lab on a project in Costa Rica over 2 summers. The older student earned his PhD at the University of Pennsylvania and is now a tenured professor of biology at the Virginia Commonwealth University. And the one young lady is a large animal veterinarian, and the other a family physician. The veterinarian regularly hosts Wilkes students to observe in her daily activities. She's located now in the extreme northeastern corner of Pennsylvania. Next slide. And I must mention Andrew Bartlow, who came to Wilkes to pursue a career in veterinary medicine. After his mother pulled me aside and indicated she was worried that he was not passionate about vet school, I encouraged Andrew to pursue research as a career. He fell in love with it, earned his PhD at the University of Utah, and is now serving in a prestigious postdoctoral research position in Los Alamos Research Labs in New Mexico. Earlier this summer, Andrew called me because he wanted to do a large-scale ecological experiment in Missouri, Virginia, and Pennsylvania, and he wanted to recruit Wilkes students to help him with the project. So we're in the process of beginning that experimental design and setting it up this fall. Next slide. Dr. Ajay Bomareddy, Pharmaceutical Sciences. His research focuses on cancer prevention and treatment, employing naturally occurring phytochemicals and relevant chemotherapeutic agents. They primarily utilize cellular and preclinical animal models pertinent to prostate and breast cancer for their research. And the next slide is Dr. Bobby Karimi with a group of students. Bobby Karimi is in geology and environmental sciences and engineering. He studies landslides, landslide detection and recognition using a range of manual and semi-automated techniques, land fractures, detecting patterns of land fractures and avalanches at various scales using advanced GIS technology. And he also studies general aspects of the Appalachian Mountains. Next slide. Will Terzaghi, not shown here, is a plant molecular physiologist. These are 3 of his students. 1 is a graduate student and 2 are undergraduates. One of his current projects in collaboration with Dr. Deng at Peking University in China involves figuring out how 2 non-coding RNA molecules affect plant growth. And a second project in collaboration with Dr. Lucent from physics at Wilkes and Dr. Van Wert from pharmaceutical science at Wilkes is trying to use synthetic biology to come up with novel ways to prevent kidney stones. Dr. Ellen Newell, next slide. Dr. Ellen Newell, psychology, runs a psychophysiological laboratory in the psychology department with Dr. Jennifer Thomas, our resident developmental psychologist. They have a team of 6 to 7 undergraduate research assistants each semester who help design and collect data on experimental studies looking at how people respond both psychologically and physiologically to instances of prejudice and discrimination. And then finally, Dr. Winkler, professor of anthropology, who works in hospitals in remote Tanzania, Africa on various human health issues, such as vitamin K deficiency in newborns. Shown here is one of her current students, Madeline Plumoff, a medical laboratory science major who will graduate in 2021 with a degree in biology or medical laboratory science, a minor in women's and gender studies, and a concentration in anthropology. She spent an entire summer working with Dr. Winkler in Tanzania. And finally, I will close by just saying, join us at Wilkes. I am confident you'll have the experience of a lifetime.
Thank you so much, Dr. Steele. Do we have questions for Dr. Steele that we'd be happy to answer? We do have one that says, I've been doing research for the last 1.5 years. If you need, oh, I'm sorry, never mind. That was Emily. If there aren't any questions, we will move on to our next speaker, Dr. Gina Morrison. And before she gets started, we do have a video for you on the Fulbright Scholarship Program. Awesome.
Okay.
Dr. Morrison, take it away.
Did it not have sounds?
No sound on that?
I'm so sorry.
Hi, I'm Dr. Gina Zanellini Morrison, Professor of Global Cultures here at Wilkes. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the organization that you just got a tiny glimpse into, Fulbright. And if after we talk today, you're interested in exploring more about Fulbright, you can go to our website, wilkes.edu/Fulbright, and that will take you right to that site. Earlier this year, Wilkes University made a commitment to helping our students go global when we linked up with the International Fulbright Program. Now, the U.S. student program, which is the one I'm going to talk to you about today, is one of many opportunities for international exchange run through Fulbright, and Fulbright is sponsored by the U.S. Department of State. Fulbright is the flagship organization for cultural exchange worldwide, and it has this mission of building intercultural relationships throughout the world and sharing knowledge globally. This program, the one that I'm talking to you about today, gives over 2,000 grants to students each year in over 140 different countries. And these students can either do study or research abroad, or they can assist an English teacher abroad. And you don't even need an education background in education in order to do that, although it sure doesn't help. And the thing one of the things I really like about Fulbright is that they are emphasizing now that they're looking for a diverse group of ambassadors to go abroad to reflect the true diversity, the broad diversity of the United States. So, for example, race, gender, ethnicity, religion, socioeconomic status, type of university. They don't anymore want all Ivy League. They want some community college folks. And they understand that diversity is different and that there are many ways of being excellent, such as, for example, a lot of our students here at Wilkes are dedicated students, but they have to work, and some work very long hours. Many of our students do. And, you know, Fulbright understands that if these students show excellence in other ways, that they can be good candidates because they might be very flexible and adaptive to new environments. So I really like the way Fulbright is now emphasizing true diversity. So I'm the Fulbright advisor for Wilkes University now. See my Fulbright sigil. And if you'd like to develop your own emerging leadership skills so that you can take your leadership to the global platform, then I'll be the one working with you to prepare your grant. Now, you won't be able to apply until your senior year, but you can get ready. And then you're thinking, oh, wow, that's so far away. It isn't far away at all, believe me. Things go very quickly when you're engaged and active at Wilkes. And you see how we start right from the beginning in making you think about what's beyond Wilkes. So when that time comes, you know, we will help you put together a grant. And it takes time to really think about what you want to do, why you want to do it in that country, and how you're going to put your grant together. So we can start talking about that as soon as you get to Wilkes. I have to say that even though this was our first year launching our link with Fulbright, our official link between Wilkes and Fulbright, you know, when COVID hit, we didn't really miss a beat. I put out some notices and students just were very eager and interested. And over the summer, we've been Zooming in just like we're doing now. We're talking, looking at their statements, suggesting edits, and they were reaching out to their other mentors, because one thing you'll find out about Wilkes is that we really love to mentor our students, especially the students who are reaching above and beyond, okay? So I'm happy to tell you tonight that we have 8 students who have applied to the Fulbright during our first year, 8 bright shining stars. And they are going next to the National Screening Committee, and if they make it through that committee, then they're going to the host country committee, and then they will be placed, if they make it all the way to the end of this process, they would be placed in fall of next year or January of 2022. So you see how far ahead we like you to think. We like you to plan your future, but we know that it evolves and emerges as you do. So I'm really happy today also to introduce you to one of our bright shining stars. And his name is Freddie Del Rosario. Now, Freddie's on the screen, but I see that he can't get his video going, which is a shame because he has a great smile. But anyway, you can meet Freddie. I want him to talk a few minutes. I'm really happy because, oh, there he is. Yay, Freddie. He is from my hometown, Hazleton. Now, I didn't pick him because he was from Hazleton to talk to you tonight, but I have to say that tonight, I am super proud to be a Hazletonian. So Freddie, go right ahead.
Hi everyone. Like you said, my name is Freddie. I live in Hazleton, but I am originally from Santo Domingo, the Dominican Republic. I immigrated into Hazleton about 9 years ago. I am a graduate of the Hazleton area high school. When thinking about where to go to college, Wilkes was particularly attractive to me because I really liked how small it was, and that I was, and I don't regret it because I was able to build really good relationships with faculty and staff that helped me now that I graduated in last May. I majored in philosophy. I minored in ethics, global studies, and Spanish. I had the chance while I was at Wilkes to work all 4 years at the Center for Global Education and Diversity, where I had the chance to make friends with a lot of international students. And I was first exposed to that international aspect of Wilkes while I was working there. I was part of the speech and debate team, and I got to travel a lot, anywhere from South Carolina to Canada, to give speeches and debate. I was a research assistant for the chair of the Spanish department too. And a few weeks ago, I found out that she mentioned me in her acknowledgement section of her new book, which I thought was pretty cool. And I was also an RA too for first years while I was at Wilkes. And so when it comes to careers, on September, about a month into my senior year, I received an invitation to join the Peace Corps to go to rural Mongolia. And I was really excited, but my plans were a little upended by the pandemic. And this was with the help of my academic advisor, Dr. Paul. But not long after that, Dr. Morrison approached me and we started talking about the Fulbright program. And I started reviewing many of the programs they had, and I decided on applying to their English, to teach English in Taiwan. And that's something that I'm really excited for. And I am now a candidate for that program. Until then, I'm one of the about 12, 13 quarantine and isolation coordinators for Penn State. Penn State hired, the Penn State Commonwealth hired 13 of us to manage all matters when it comes to quarantining and isolation for, the thousands and thousands of students they have. And that's what I'm doing now. But right now, I'm really excited to be part of the 8 Fulbright candidates that Dr. Morrison was talking about. So if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them.
We do have one question. Can students from any major at Wilkes sign up for Fulbright?
Oh, yes, absolutely. It's an interdisciplinary program. Our panel that our Fulbright committee is interdisciplinary on our campus. In fact, Dr. Steele, who has a Fulbright himself, he had a Fulbright himself. He is on one of our Fulbright committee members. And in fact, the National Screening Committee is also interdisciplinary. They really like to look broad in Fulbright. Yes, so anybody is welcome to apply. And there are so many grants worldwide. You just have to look for the one that suits you best. Sure. Great.
We also have a question that you might be able to answer about our education program. Could you talk a little bit more about it, and also like student teaching in the classroom?
Yeah, I am in the Division of Global Cultures right now, but I spent several years teaching in the education department before I went global with my own research, and they started this new division. I was excited to join it. But yeah, you have to do, I think it's 190 hours of field work. And honestly, is that correct? And I'm seeing Emily or Liz say, yeah. So maybe Liz can tell you a little bit more about it, but you get a lot of practical experience, and you do have to do student teaching. I don't know what that looks like right now, because our local schools are going back, I think some of them on Monday in face-to-face. But yeah, it's a really great program. I still keep in touch with my former student teachers because I was running a program to take student teachers to Malaysia, and that's we ran that for 3 years. And then I really made a lot of contacts in Malaysia, and then I did my own Fulbright in Malaysia. But we still keep in contact with those students who went there, and it was kind of like a Fulbright experience. So don't worry, we're looking for opportunities to get to help you with your emerging leadership skills. And I'm going to ask maybe Liz to piggyback on that.
Yeah, I'll go. So you'll get to do some opportunities, or am I on mute? No, but you'll have some opportunities for shadow hours in the education department. So one cool fact is that we have a Shine After School program. So some students will actually use that program to get some of their shadow hours before they do student teaching. So they work with a lot of the local schools within the area from, I believe it's 1st grade to 8th grade, or kindergarten to 1st grade. So it's an after school program. They work with like STEM-based projects, homework help. So that's a really great opportunity to get some of those shadow hours. We do have a lot of local high schools, elementary schools that are very close within Wilkes-Barre and across the river from us in Kingston. So there's a ton of opportunities to get those shadow hours before the student teaching as well. I'm not 100% certain what the student teaching looks like in this virtual world these days. So I did know that one did do it online. So I'm sure there'll be ways to adapt in finding out these new Zoom lessons and everything like that.
I do know from inside look and the outside look, having not been in that department for a while, but still keeping in touch with the alumni, it's a very, very strong program, and they were very well prepared.
Yes.
Thank you. And then I'm going to pitch this question to any of our wonderful faculty who might want to answer it. Are classes lecture-based or discussion-based?
Well, it's a combination of both. We have some of our larger, particularly introductory classes contain elements of lecture and elements of discussion. But one of the things that is particularly nice about the structure of teaching at Wilkes is usually as you progress in your program, your classes become smaller. You work more hands-on with professors at a more high level. And so while you may have a few lecture-based classes early on as a freshman, by the time you're a sophomore, junior, and senior, you'll be mostly in kind of smaller discussion-based seminar-style classes if you're in the humanities, or research laboratory experiences if you're in the sciences.
Thank you very much. Well, I don't think we have any more questions about our Fulbright program, but you can always reach out to Dr. Morrison. She's always happy to answer questions. She's been great. I always reach out to her for all kinds of things. So please don't hesitate to reach out to her or any of us here in admissions. And finally, before we get to our student panel, we do have one more presentation from Dr. John Kukin. He will talk to you a little bit about our honors program.
Thank you, Jessica. As Jessica said, I'm Dr. John Kukin. I'm the interim director of the honors program. And before I get into my presentation, as I start to share my screen here, I would also like to plug the Fulbright program. I am a Fulbrighter by marriage. My wife did a Fulbright, and I was a kind of trailing spouse for that experience. And it is definitely something that is worth looking into. It's a life-changing experience, and the Fulbright program has a fantastic alumni network. So one of the other opportunities that you have here at Wilkes University that works very closely with all of these other groups that we've already talked about is the honors program. The honors program contains people from all variety of majors. In fact, one of our criteria when we choose people for the honors program is we try to choose a selection of people from across different disciplines so that we can create an interdisciplinary kind of atmosphere. But one of the aspects of the honors program that I think is particularly fitting for our discussion tonight is that the honors program is much more than just about academics. Academics is obviously at the heart of it, but really the thing that binds the honors program together is that we focus on leadership. And we focus on leadership not just in the classroom, but in the community. And community service is one of the key aspects of this program that brings what we're doing inside the classroom, all these amazing experiences that we just talked about, into our campus community, our wider community, even our national and international community. And so some of the ways that we do this in the honors program is we offer kind of tangible benefits and what I would consider kind of intangible benefits to help create this experience for you and to help assist you in a lot of these other aspects that we've already talked about, research, scholarships, all sorts of things. So some of the opportunities that come with membership in the honors program are listed here. We have grant funding to support study abroad, research, or internship experiences. These grants, some of your money is guaranteed, and we have additional money that you can compete for to help pay for some of these amazing opportunities and to send you out into the world. Another great benefit that you have from the honors program is you get preferential course selection. And what that means is that as an honors student, you get to choose your courses before even the seniors do. Now, especially when you're a younger student, a freshman and sophomore, that can make a huge difference, because classes that might otherwise be full up and you wouldn't be able to get into, you have a chance to get into before anybody else. Another wonderful benefit is that there's no additional cost for course overload related to honors work if it's approved by your academic advisor. And that means that if you go above the normal limit for courses, which is 18 credits or 6 classes, you can add on those additional courses. This is really great for if you want to do a double or even a triple major, as some of our honor students do. In addition to that, on kind of a more fun level, we have a lot of social events. We have field trips, dinners. We have, whenever we have speakers who come to campus, honor students oftentimes have an opportunity to meet with them in a smaller group setting to have conversations. And last but not least, there's a special notation on your transcript and recognition when you graduate, and you get a pretty neat medal, which is pretty cool too. So just to go over some of these a little bit more in depth real quickly, here we have some photos of some of the amazing study abroad opportunities that our honor students have had access to. Study abroad is available to all Wilkes students, but one of the benefits of the honors program is that you get this grant funding to help defray some of the costs, make some of these programs more accessible to you than they may otherwise have been. Here's just a couple examples of some of these. People have gone all over the world and engaged in both short-term and long-term study abroad programs. Short-term programs usually being a few weeks, some of our long-term programs being either a semester or sometimes even a full academic year. Some of the social events that we use as kind of a way of bonding as a group and building kind of cohesion. There's trips to New York, trip to Philadelphia, local trips to different historical sites like Gettysburg and things like that. These are just kind of fun opportunities to bond with your cohort, to bond with other honors students, and to just go out and see some of the amazing sites that are within a close driving distance of northeastern Pennsylvania. You have an opportunity to meet amazing speakers. Here's a picture of Brian Stevenson, the wonderful Brian Stevenson, who came to speak last year at campus, and some of our honor students got an opportunity to meet him before his main speaking engagement and to ask him questions in a very small setting. And here's some of our graduating seniors from last year. So those are some of the tangible benefits, I would say, some of the kind of solid, things that you get. But one of the most important parts of this program are the things that the program kind of provides just by being here. And that is the kind of honors community, which fosters leadership skills and leadership development, and also creates a strong bond between our honor students. And we seek to cultivate that in a couple different ways. One of the kind of simplest ways that we do this is that you start and you end your experience here at Wilkes University together. You have a special first year foundations class in which all the honor students take this course together, or at least with other honor students. You have an opportunity to mix with people who are from a variety of majors. If you're a chemistry major, you're going to be sitting next to philosophy majors and history majors and people from a variety of fields. And we come back together again at the end. When you're a senior, you're going to take your honors capstone together once again. And so these people that you began your academic career with, you're going to come back together with at the end, which I think is a really cool kind of way to kind of bookend this. Even more important in some ways is that there's a first year honors living learning community. If you are going to be a residential student, you will be living together with other honor students in a great dorm, which I'm going to show you in a second. There's peer mentoring, in which older honor students, usually juniors and seniors, will be paired, usually with people of their own major, incoming honors students, to provide you with some of that stuff that, insights, to answer questions, to just give you some helpful advice, and to kind of also give you a friendly voice and a friendly person, a friendly face here when you get here. And last but not least, we have a lot of events that focus on leadership development and a strong emphasis on community service. So here's the dorm. This is Waller Hall. This is where you'll live if you join the honors program as a freshman. It's a really neat building. It's one of these great mansions that Dr. Kant was talking about at the very beginning of this presentation. And it's divided into two halves. The women live on one side, the men live on the other. And it provides a really just a cool space that is all yours. And along the same lines, we have a lot of communal space that's set aside for the honors program on campus as well. We have an honors office that has an honors lounge that is specifically for honor students to kind of hang out in, do their work in. Right now, given the fact that a lot of stuff is on Zoom, a lot of people will sit in there to do their Zoom classes and things like that. Here is me and my wonderful, amazing assistant, Jen, who is the real brains of this whole operation. You can always come hang out with us too in the honors office. There's a great kind of location to sit there and do some work as well. Here are pictures of our students in their first year foundations class. These are, again, opportunities to get to know one another, to get to meet a wide variety of people, and to just have a really strong kind of community right from the get-go. Peer mentoring, as I said, is extremely important. A lot of our peer mentors keep in touch with their mentees even after they graduate. We have people who are currently seniors who still talk to their peer mentor from 4 years ago. And so this is just a great opportunity to kind of form long-lasting relationships and to learn a lot from each other. And last but certainly not least, leadership and service. As I said, we focus very much on these qualities. These are very important to us. We want you to be able to take all these amazing things that you learn at Wilkes University and apply them to making our community, our country, and our world a better place. That's really the goal of this whole program. And so if you have any questions, you can feel free to follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and we're on Twitter. You can find more information about us on the Wilkes University website listed here. And you can contact either myself or Jen McLaughlin, and we're happy to put you on mailing lists or email lists and things like that. So please feel free to ask any questions that you have now or later. Thank you very much.
Thanks, John, or Dr. Keegan, sorry. We do have two questions. How do you get considered apply for the honors program?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we have a certain criteria that we look at, and that criteria is based on GPA and it's based on class rank. And in normal years, it's based on SAT or ACT scores. That's going to be a little bit different this year since a lot of people were not able to take those tests. And so if you meet the criteria, you will actually be invited by the admissions office. And so you will receive an invitation to move on to the next step, which is a small application that you'd fill out for the honors program. It's just a couple questions that you would submit and and a list of activities and things like that. So based off of the fact that you're here tonight, I'm guessing that you're probably a very good candidate for the honors program. So fill out your application, and if you meet those criteria, you will be invited.
Thank you. Well, I want to thank all of our wonderful faculty for joining us tonight, Dr. Steele, Dr. Morrison, Dr. Kukin, and of course, Freddie, thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to be here with us. I am very excited to go on to our next part, but before I do so, I want to introduce you to my intern, Emily. She is a senior here at Wilkes, and she works very, very hard in our office, and I could not have done this event without her. So I want to thank her very much for all of her hard work, especially for this next part, because she put together an awesome tour that she pre-recorded for you. And so I'm going to play that. And then after that, we have a few of our star ambassadors here as well that will be here to answer all of your questions. So we'll start with the video.
Hi everyone, my name is Emily. I'm a senior hospitality leadership major with minors in leadership as well as sustainability management. So today we're going to be giving you a tour that's specific to our Emerging Leader event. So we're going to be highlighting some of the really cool aspects of our campus specifically for your majors. So it's not a typical tour that you would get if you come for one of our personal visits or if you've been to any of our open houses. So it's totally different. So if you have any questions along the way, feel free to let us know, but we're going to be pointing out some of our favorite parts around campus, and I hope you enjoy.
Marcy. I'm a senior musical theater major here at Wilkes, and I also have a hospitality leadership minor, and I'm also part of the honors program. Right now I'm in the Henry Student Center. We call it the Sub here. Behind me, we have a lounge where you can meet with your friends to study, or you can go to the computers and print stuff out. We also have a gaming lounge on this floor as well. Behind me to my right is two of our dining options. We have Grillworks and Which. Grillworks is like burgers, sandwiches, fries. Which is like a build your own sandwich kind of deal, like Subway. We also have the student development desk here. So we usually have a lot of events going on at Wilkes, like field trips, but right now that isn't really happening because of coronavirus, but you usually would sign up for them at the student development desk. You can also buy $3 movie tickets that work at Movies 14 at the public square here, certain hours and certain days. How meal plans work here at Wilkes. As a first-year student, you have to have the unlimited meal plan swipes where you can go to the dining hall at any time, any day for as many times as you want. But at Grillworks and Which, you can only do it for certain chunks of hours, so you don't keep getting a sandwich over and over again. You also can see some of our clubs banners up here. So a lot of our clubs hold events that you can choose to attend, and you can see the banners to know what's going on, or you can look at our bulletin boards, which usually tell us what's going on with the clubs. On the second floor, we have the mail room. If you live on campus, you'll be given a mailbox where you can get packages or letters. And we also have our lounge and ballroom upstairs where we hold our bigger events, which isn't happening as much this year, but we also have socially distanced classrooms in the ballroom. On the third floor, we have our buffet-style dining hall. We have a salad bar, pasta bar, deli, international food section, burgers and fries, anything you can imagine. With your meal plan, you can go upstairs as many times as you want. You don't even have to eat. You can just go up there and use your swipe to get inside. We also have late night, which happens from Sunday through Thursday. So if you are in a sports team, or if you have a late night class and you want to eat something, the dining hall is open until 11 p.m.
Hello, my name is Kelly and I'm a sophomore nursing major here at Wilkes University. I'm also a part of Air Force ROTC. I'm going to be showing you Farley Library. So here at Farley Library, we have 4 floors. I'm going to be starting with the basement floor. So our basement floor is our 24-hour study area for students here on campus. You have access, swipe access to it right over in the street, and you can come at any hours of the day to sit and study with your friends. There's different cubicles and study rooms down there that you can study, as well as computers and printers to print out any of your work. We also have our student resource center that you can go to if you are writing a paper and you want someone to look over it. They will give you critique and feedback on your paper so that you can hand in a semi-perfect paper to your professor. As you work your way up to the main floor here, we have our help IT desk over there. So any problems that you have with any of your computers, even your phone or laptop, hooking up a provider to your computer, they'll be able to help you with that. And then we also have our Ask a Librarian. So if you get assigned a paper and you don't know what book to use or where to find the book in the library, they will be able to help you out as well. All the computers here in Farley Library are Apple products, and they are based with any resource that you need for your classes. And you also get 550 pages of free print per semester. As you work your way up to the 3rd and the 4th floor, those are more your quieter areas and where you'll find your typical books and dictionaries, as well as different study cubicles. So if you're looking for more of a quiet-paced area, you would want to go to the 3rd and the 4th floor.
Hi guys, my name is Kayla. I'm a senior environmental engineering major here at Wilkes, and I'm also in the honors program, and I'm going to show you the honors lounge. So this is in Start Learning Center. It's right down the hall from the honors offices. So in here we just have some couches, there's candy. It's just a place for students to come and chill between classes or to do homework. Designated space just for honors students. And then in the honors office down the hall, there is a Keurig for our students. And then you can also talk with the honors director, Dr. Kukin, in there as well.
Hello, my name is Laurel. I am a neuroscience major here at Wilkes University, and I'm also on the field hockey and lacrosse team. I enjoy neuroscience because the classes are small. We don't have too many people, and it's very one-to-one with your professors. It's also really nice, especially here at Wilkes, because many other schools don't have the opportunities that we do, especially with neuroscience. One of our main attractions here at Wilkes is our Neurotraining and Research Center, which is nice because many seniors for the senior project have to do different research studies. So they come in here and they use this, and they actually use students to do research on, which is neat for both aspects as the presenter and the student. Another really nice thing about it is that we as students can use it to go there anytime we're having any type of issues. So say you're really anxious or really stressed out, they have different things in there to help calm you, or just so that you can take some time away and relax.
Hi, I'm Darren. I'm a senior nursing student here at Wilkes University, and I'm going to be showing you Cohen Science Center today, which is a science building. It has all the labs for science classes in here. As you can see, a lab behind me. As an example, students are in there doing a lab right now. And as you can see, there is a bunch of screens hanging up for COVID. Also in this building are displaying the research that the students and faculty work on together, as you can see behind me. And it's not just science majors that does research between students and faculty. It's multiple different majors throughout the university. As a student here at Wilkes University, you do have to take at least 2 science courses, and one would have to include a science lab. And the lab will be located in this building. Now we're walking to one of the lounges located in this building. There are lounges on both ends of the building. This one overlooks campus, as you can see, a beautiful view. This is open to all students to use, to hang out, do work. And a fun thing about this too, the windows are able to be written on by dry erase markers.
Hi, my name's Hallie. I'm a B2, and I'm going to be giving the tour of the pharmacy wing. Pharmacy can be found on both the 1st and 3rd floor of Stark, also called Stark Learning Center. In the 1st floor, we have the Pharmacy Care Lab. Pharmacy Care Lab is where you learn a lot of different techniques, such as counseling and IVs. Also in this 1st floor, you will notice the posters and presentations, which are housed here. As part of pharmacy, you do get assigned into a 12 group, which you have your classes in. You would get to create a team name, and we will see those posters later on in this hallway. There's also the Pharmacy Information Center, commonly called the PIP, or the Pharmacy Library. We have a lot of online resources that we can use as well to research and look up material. As I was talking, we do have the team names as well as team memes, kind of, you can say, which we get to create for fun. The Dean Suite's also on this 1st floor. Right here, it's to the Trophy's office as well as the management. On the 3rd floor of pharmacy, we have the pharmaceutics lab, which is where you use compound, as well as the anatomy lab. There's also the pharmacy lounge on the 3rd floor and the professor's offices. I don't know if you got to see Dean Stolte walking past in the video, but that was Dean Stolte. But thank you for tuning in.
Hi guys, my name is Ian. I am an electrical engineering major with a minor in computer engineering and physics here at Wilkes University. We are now standing in Stark 193. This is our electrical engineering lab. This is where we do the majority of our testing and laboratory experiments. So in here, if you take almost any form of engineering, you are going to have to take a electrical and circuit analysis class. This will be the lab that you would do it in. So in each of the stations, we have all of the specific testing equipment that you're going to need. You have access to almost anything in here that you could possibly think of. We have our components over there, specific across all different component types. We have an entire box full of resistors of almost any conceivable value, or if you need something a little bit more specific, we have the resistor and capacitance decay boxes where you can fine tune stuff. one of the really big benefits of engineering, especially at Wilkes compared to a lot of the other major universities, is the amount of hands-on that you get, specifically in labs like this. So for larger schools, you're gonna have 60 plus kids per lab, but only have 20, 25-ish stations available. Meaning you're gonna have to share a lot of the stuff, meaning you're not gonna get as much hands-on time. Here, our class sizes are a lot smaller, and we have enough individual stations where you're either gonna have one partner or no partner at all. And that allows you to get a lot more hands-on experience and actually be able to apply what you learn in theory in the lecture and connect it with what you learn with the hands-on in lab.
Hi, how are you? My name is Kelly and I'm the RA in Waller Hall. I just wanted to give you a little tour of Waller Hall, that way you can know what it looks like. So in Waller Hall, it's an honors dorm. It houses, on the south side, it houses the girls, and on the north side, it houses the boys. I am on the girls' side, so I have about 15 to 16 residents. I think Waller Hall has the capacity of 16 to 17 students. And the boys' side, I believe, has the same amount, maybe a little bit more, but that is the north side. So Waller Hall consists of singles and doubles in the hall, mostly doubles. In the bathroom situation, on the first floor, there is the RA room and a triple, and those share a bathroom. They're not in the same. They're not in in the middle of the rooms. Upstairs on the second floor, there's 2 rooms that share a bathroom outside of the room, and then there's also a room on the second floor. Between 2 rooms, there's a bathroom between both of those rooms. And then the third floor, 3 rooms share 1 bathroom in the hallway. So depending on where you get a room, you're going to either be sharing a bathroom with people in your rooms or outside in the hallway. So I'm going to take you to the washer and dryer. So the washer and dryer, we only have 1 washer and 1 dryer, and they are the new dryers. You are responsible for bringing your own laundry detergent, dryer sheets, and you can't use any powder detergents. You want to make sure you have liquid detergent, or the Tide Pods, which are even better because those have the exact amount of liquid to use. So Waller Hall has a lot of nice features to it. It has a lot of ancient stuff. It's very antique kind of. So the floors are really pretty. You have the marble flooring. There's also a really nice chandelier. And the staircase is just absolutely beautiful. As you can see, we have our Halloween stuff set up. But Waller Hall is such a great hall in general, and the honor students definitely get an experience from being in here. In the common area, again, we have the Halloween stuff, but common area is pretty big. You have your couches, you have your TV that you can use, you can hang out with friends. You have this beautiful piano, and it does work. I think that's just such a nice feature. And you also have your table, and you have your communal kitchen. And that is right outside where the washer and dryers are. So being an honor student and living in Waller Hall is such a plus. It is so pretty in here, and really get the experience of living in a mansion on Wilkes University campus, and also getting that community with the honor students, since this hall is so small. So I hope you really enjoy living in Waller Hall. It is a great experience.
Hi everyone, my name is Allie. I am a junior psych major here at Wilkes. I'm also a tour guide here at Wilkes as well. Right now we're on the Fenner Quad, also known as the Greenway. I'm just going to point everything out around the general area. So right behind me we have the sub, also a student union building, our Henry Student Center, so that's where our dining hall is located. And also behind the sub is where our honors buildings are located. So Waller, Michelini, and Down, they're located back there. And then we have our library over here. Down this way we have our JS2Do School of Business and Leadership, and our Karen Ballas Media and Communications Center. And then right here we have Bryce Hall. So this is one of the main lecture halls here on campus. It's home to Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences, the School of Education, and Digital Design and Media Arts. And then way back there we have our Freshman Residence Hall. And then right here we have our Cohen Science Center. So this is our science building here on campus. So all the labs are located in there. And then right here we have Stark Learning Center. So this is another one of our main lecture halls. It's home to engineering, pharmacy, nursing, mathematics, and computer science.
Hi everyone, I hope you enjoyed our campus tour today. If you want a full tour, you're welcome to visit campus, or we welcome you to our Wilkes website where you can see a virtual tour and get more in-depth look at more of our areas, whether it's specific to your major or other parts of campus. So that website is wilkes.edu/experiencewilkes.
All right. So we have a couple of our students here with us. So if you guys want to turn on your cameras. So
just so you know, Kayla's right behind me and she said it's not letting her turn on her camera.
Okay, that's fine. So if you guys want to turn on your cameras, unmute yourselves, and we can start with a couple of introductions. I think you'll recognize a few of them from the video. So Emily, if you want to go first.
Oh, yeah. So hello, everyone. I am a hospitality leadership major with minors in leadership and sustainability management. This is my 4th year working in the admissions office, and I'm interning with Jess this semester. I'm an office assistant in the business school. I've been doing research with them for the last 1.5 years, 2 years. And I do a lot of other things. Oh, I'm the president of Hospitality Leadership Club. Yeah.
Cool. Kayla, do you want to go next?
Okay, hi. All right, hi guys, my name is Kayla. I'm a senior environmental engineering major here at Wilkes. I have a minor in sustainability management and a minor in history. I am president of the Wilkes University Chapter Society of Women Engineers, and then I'm on the cheer team, and then I'm in the honors program as well. So I do a lot here on campus.
Thank you. Darren, do you want to go next?
Hi, I'm Darren. I am a senior nursing student at Wilkes University, and I'm not involved in much, but I work the past 4 years with the admissions office, and I'm part of 2 nursing clubs on campus.
And Alan?
Hi, my name is Alan. I'm a junior accounting major with a minor in business analytics. I work with admissions and international engagement, and I'm also part of the wrestling team.
Awesome. Can you guys just briefly start and tell us why you chose Wilkes? Emily, you can start.
Okay. So originally I came for a different major, and it was like the closest school that I could go to for that. I'm from Williamsport, Pennsylvania, so I'm only about an 1.5 hours away. But this is the first school that I visited. I came my junior year for an open house, and the people are, I think, what really stood out to me. So the way that they made it fun, and they still really cared about you while you were here. So like, it's not like I signed in, I was like thrown into the campus, but like they really guided me through the whole process. And the open house was really fun. And I love the small campus and the people here again. And every other school that I went to, because I came here first, I was like constantly comparing everything to Wilkes. And also like the open houses, I really hated them at all of their schools. It just was not, like I was like on my own for everything, which I didn't like. But it's been great. And even when I switched my major, like I don't think I could have gone anywhere else. I've had such a great experience here, so.
Thanks. We do have a question from Nikki that I think, Kayla, you'll be able to answer. She has a question regarding the dance and cheer team. What are practices like, and is it hard to balance academics and athletics? Alan, you could chip in there too.
So the cheer team, we only have practice once a week, and if we have, say, like a game, it'll be that'll be in addition to practice. So at most we're meeting once or twice a week. Dance team is separate from the cheer team, but they also have practices once a week. Just personally, I am used to doing a lot, so I find it not too difficult to balance at least my cheer activities with my academic activities. Alan, did you want to add in a little bit more about like sports and academics?
Yeah, so for me, yeah, I'd agree with you, Kayla, that it's not too hard to balance academic and athletics and time management, but I will say it's something I have learned to practice over the years because now I'm a junior, and I would definitely say my time management has gotten better since my freshman year. So it's just a thing I practice with.
Awesome, thank you. Darren, can you give us some advice for choosing a college?
Okay. So my advice would be if you feel comfortable on the campus, because I visited like multiple different campuses, and when I came to Wilkes, it like, I know it always sounds cheesy, but like it really felt right to me. And then you also need to speak to some of the professors and faculty that are going to be involved in your major. I spoke to a lot of the faculty with nursing, and after like speaking to them, it made me feel more comfortable. So I would definitely speak to the faculty and get like all the information that you need. And it honestly is just going to be whatever feels like best to you.
Awesome, thank you. What's your relationship like with your professors? Whoever wants to jump in.
I was like, I can jump in on that too. With nursing, as we like go further in, all the professors know my name. Like I'll walk into their offices and they're like, oh, hi Darren, how are you today? And like we go through my exams and they know like how I do in class. They know specific ways how to help me. And any faculty in my major that I walk by, they know who we are and they know that we're in the nursing program. So I have a good one-on-one relationship with them.
Again, please feel free to type in your questions. You know, we're so excited to answer. I know you've got a lot of information. So if you're just soaking it all in, that's great. I'll keep asking these guys a couple more questions. And then if we don't have any from you, then I'll just wrap it up. Can you maybe talk about how much time you spent on homework? Whoever wants to jump in. Kayla, you look like you're ready to.
So it definitely depends on which class I have, but if I had to put like a number to it, I would say at least an hour to 4 hours of homework every night, but I kind of procrastinate a lot of my assignments to the last minute. That's just how I work the best. I'm not really that person to get a head start on homework, so I will do the entire project all in one go, which is why it takes me a little bit longer. But I wouldn't say it's insanely crazy. It's definitely a larger workload than what I had in high school, but it's not anything unreasonable. Like I know I have an exam coming up next week. I'll split up my studying, so I study a little bit every day over the course of the week. So it's just all about the balance. It can definitely seem very intimidating, especially at the start of your freshman year, just coming from high school. It's a huge difference, but I wouldn't say it's unbearable.
Cool, thank you. We do have 2 questions. Emily asks, can students participate in drama theater activities without being a theater major? Emily,
okay, so I did musicals when I was in high school, and I remember coming here, my academic advisor was like, oh, even though you aren't a theater major, you could do them. But I mean, personally, like these kids are going to school for that. So like, I don't want to beat them out for roles if that's not in my major. So I didn't even like try to do theater. But yeah, you can still do drama and musical theater. And then like, we also have like choir and a bunch of cool things. So like, I did AP Art History in high school, which tested me out of the art credit here, but I still did the performance choir. So there's tons of different options.
Awesome. Emily, there's also a question just for you. How do you like hospitality leadership?
I love it. So I switched to hospitality my spring semester freshman year. And I love it's so me. And I think Darren, like, she's been one of my best friends, so she can testify like how awesome it's been for me. So I do research with a professor. So like literally in January, we went to Las Vegas for our research and we presented at a graduate conference, and this is an undergrad school. And so we were one of 3 undergrad presentations, and there was over 200 graduate presentations. So that was really fun. But hospitality, so like you have a lot of classes that are different. So like we had like a hotel operations class where every week you go to one of the local hotels and just see how they run things. There's classes that you can choose based on what you like. So like I took an event planning class. We also require 2 internships for hospitality. So like being with Jess is one of mine. And then I'm looking another one for spring. And then I'll maybe be interning at Hotel Hershey in the summer, which was supposed to be this past summer, but it's fine. So I love it. It's very me. I'm a people person. So I really enjoy it. And I also am the president of the club for it. So.
Cool. Can you guys talk a little bit about diversity on campus?
So we definitely, I would say we have a very diverse student population. We do have a lot of international students. So in my major of environmental engineering, we have a lot of students from the Middle East. I know we have some students from Panama. We have some students who came from Spain last semester. And not to mention, we have a very diverse students, at least from the United States as well. And talking about, like, we had a protest last week for Black Lives Matter, and then there was a racial vigil for a vigil against racial violence on campus tonight over at the football stadium. So we definitely have the support of our higher ups here on campus when it comes to diversity.
Awesome, thanks, Kayla. What clubs do students participate in? Man, you guys are all over the place.
I mean, it's up to you. Yeah. So we do have like a lot of academic ones. So like Kayla is in ones for engineering. I'm in the one and running the one for hospitality. So there's a lot of academic ones that will like help you further your education, and will get you a lot of experience in your major. But then there's also like the fun ones. So like dance, you can sign up for. Cheer, they kind of as a club. So like Kayla helped present for club day. There's programming board, which had a magician tonight. They play in the bingos, they play in the concerts and everything. So that's one of our mega council clubs. There's multicultural student coalition. There's tons of stuff, whether it's for like diversity, religion, education, tons of stuff.
Awesome, thank you, Emily. There is a question about sports scholarships. Alan, do you want to talk about that? Or do you want me to take it?
Well, for Division III, there's no athletic scholarships that are really involved, but there are academic scholarships that we can apply for. And just to kind of add on to the club thing, we do have a lot of intramural clubs for sports. So if that's something people are interested in, definitely pursue that. And then we also have something called SAC, which is the Student Athletic Advisory Committee, which is a club for just basically student athletes and getting a voice in the NCAA.
Awesome, thanks, Alan. Liz, did you want to jump in on that? Nope, okay.
He answered, Alan got it.
Right. How many clubs or organizations can you participate in? And how many clubs do students typically join?
I would say that's up to your discretion. Like typically, so usually club hours will be Tuesdays and Thursdays from 11 to 1. So that's typically when most clubs will hold their meetings. So like I know freshman year, like we went to club day and I saw all these really cool clubs and I signed up for all of them. And then like it was just way too much for me to try and attend all of the meetings and all of the events and everything. So like, I mean, and now that I've become president of HLC, like I just do that club. But like, it's up to your discretion, I think, as to how many you would like to join and how many you can balance.
Awesome, thank you. We do have another question. Can you bring a car to campus as a freshman? Liz, you want to jump in?
Yes, of course. Yes, you can bring your car to campus as a freshman. You will be parking technically off campus, but it's by all of our outdoor athletic complexes. It's about $40 a semester for first-year students. You'll put in that application before you get to Wilkes your first year semester. But we do have shuttle buses that go back and forth to campus. And when I mean off campus, it's about less than a mile from there. It's totally walkable. But again, shuttle services that are there, and campus security can escort you after the shuttle service hours. And then on the weekends, you can bring your car to campus when you're a freshman too.
Cool. Has anyone lived off campus? If so, what did you like about it? So,
I currently live off campus, so I can take this question. So I lived on campus my first 2 years, but I moved off campus just for like personal reasons. But I wouldn't have mind staying on campus, not gonna lie. But I like living off campus just because I have like more of my own space. I'm not always on campus because I have like clinicals and everything. I only go to campus like 2 days a week. So it's easy just to stay home and like do my own work and things like that. But yeah, I kind of like it. I have one roommate, and like you said, it's just kind of like isolated out there. So if I don't want to go on campus, I can just stay to myself.
cool. Liz, do you want to jump in though about that too, with the requirements?
Yeah, so students are required to live on campus for 2 years, but they're guaranteed housing for all 4. So we do have some students that do choose to move off campus that junior year, but you are required, guaranteed housing all 4 years. So like some of our options are that mansion style still you can live in. We have suite styles, and we also have an apartment style. So you get to choose between those to continue to live in up until your junior and senior year.
Awesome, thank you. Oh, this is a good question. What is there to do off campus? Emily, you want to take that?
Sure. So in the tour video, Marcy mentioned a few different things. So we can get movie tickets in the sub for $3 when we show our Wilkes ID for the theater, like right down the street. So it's movies 14, so that's an option. Right now, student development is running a special. So once a week, we can get a free bowling pass, and that's with our Wilkes ID. There's tons of food. There's ice cream up everywhere. The mall up here, listen, it's bigger than my mall at home. So a lot of people say this one's small, but it's bigger than mine. But lots of food. I like the food. I mean, that's just me. And then there's like the Pocono Mountains. So like we can go like skiing, and there's the Mohegan Sun, which has really good restaurants and stuff. So.
Anyone else want to jump in about like some things you guys like to do?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll jump in because recently I got into like hiking and more outdoors things. So there are a lot of different like hiking areas and like many parks near campus and near Wilkes-Barre. My personal favorite one is in Scranton, which is about a 30-minute drive. I went to a bigger one that was about 40 minutes away, but there are also smaller ones that are like 5-10 minute drives away from campus. So if you're more of an outdoors person, that's always an option to go to as well.
Cool, thanks. Any of you can feel free to jump in. What does the class schedule for the week look like for you?
So typically, first of all, if classes are Monday, Wednesday, Friday, they're typically like 50-minute increments. I know for me in the business school, and for Alan as well, like a lot of my classes are Tuesday, Thursday. So like this semester, I literally have like 2 days of classes. So those ones are a little bit different. So they'll be like an hour and 15-minute increments. So they'll be like 1 to 2:15, 2:30 to 3:45, things like that. So that's typically what it's like. And then I have one class for 50 minutes on Wednesday. But this semester it's a little bit different. So we have a couple of different formats of classes as well. So like literally I go into class like once a week, but I'm in here like on class a lot of times. So it kind of depends. I don't know if anyone else wants to touch on stuff.
I just want to talk about what a schedule is like for like an engineering student. Our course load does tend to be a little bit heavier. I am taking, technically I'm taking 19 credits this semester, but we do have labs on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Those are mainly when we'll have our labs, and then Monday, Wednesday, Friday we have lectures. So I'm generally in class from 10 to 3, and then Wednesday I do have a little bit of a later day. I don't finish class until 5:45. But it's not like I'm in class constantly from 10 to 3. I generally have at least an hour, if not more, between my classes. So.
Awesome, thank you. Do we have any more questions? I know it's getting a little late, so please feel free to type it in. But so really quick, just from the 4 of you, while we wait and see if we have any more questions, what's your favorite thing about Wilkes? Yes, you could only pick one. No, I'm just kidding.
Could I go?
Yeah.
My favorite thing about Wilkes is that I can honestly walk to class and I know I'll see at least 2 or 3 people that I know, and just be able to wave and see that friendly face is what does it for me. So.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, I'd probably say the people, because I think it's the people who have made the difference for me, whether it be friends, professors, and like there's people who have given me opportunities that I could never imagine having, like going to the conference in Las Vegas. Like my advisor is the one who saw the like drive in me to do that, and like I didn't even want to apply to do research. She like kind of forced me to, but I'm really glad that she did because it gave me so many opportunities. So definitely the people.
Jumping off of that, I would definitely say the professors are definitely some of my favorite part of campus. My professors have such a great relationship with us as students. We're not always just serious and learning throughout our time in class. Like we like to crack jokes at each other and make fun of each other, and they're always like willing to talk to us, especially now since we're all seniors. They're like, oh, so what are your plans that you have, you know, like, and constantly are taking time to talk with us and reflect about our time past few years here at Wilkes and what we plan and how we can make sure that we still stay on track and to push us towards our goals.
For me, other than the people on campus, I would say the hands-on learning that we get through most of the majors. I know like me personally, we go to clinical pretty early on, so I get all the hands-on learning in the hospitals and in the sim labs, and I know other majors such as like education, they get all their hands-on learning as well, like student teaching.
Awesome, thank you. Have any of you studied abroad? No? Okay. Liz, can you maybe chat a little bit about study abroad opportunities? Oh, you're muted.
I keep forgetting the mute button. So we have a ton of different study abroad options between doing like a full semester, a summer program, or maybe it's like a gap program during a winter break or a fall break or something like that. So there's definitely ways to fit it into your schedule as any type of student, any major. But they've done like trips to Puerto Rico, they've gone to Spain, they've gone to Japan, they've gone to like all over Europe. So it really kind of depends where you want to go. There's a lot of different options for that.
Can you also answer the question, can any major be part of research?
Yes. Yeah, any major. I know that Emily is in the business school, but hospitality and management, she does research. There's research in the digital design and media program from all the sciences to nursing, I know does research, pharmacy. So every program has some sort of research opportunity that undergraduates can take part of.
Yeah, I wanted to add a little bit. So also with the study abroad, so like I know one of my roommates freshman year, she went to London over winter intersession, and she just had to write like a paper on her experience, and that kind of like towards like a history credit. So even if you can't like study abroad for like a full semester, there are the trips that you can take that count towards like some sort of credit. But yeah, with research, so like in a lot of my classes at least, like when professors are introducing themselves at the beginning of the semester, they'll talk about stuff that they do. So like you can join their research, or a lot of times like my advisor, she's one of my main hospitality professors. So like she kind of made me be one of her research assistants. And then this summer I was also a part of the business school's research thing. So like we all like collaborated with each other and helped each other read research articles and stuff.
Cool, thank you. Darren, you might be able to help with this one, and maybe anyone else who wants to jump in. Of course, there's opportunities to work on campus, right? And do work study, which all of you are doing now. But what about maybe jobs outside of campus? I know Darren has done some, but I think Emily might have too.
Yeah, I can jump in, Jess. So I got a job at a local hospital over a year ago. So it's a quick drive from campus, and I'm able to work on the weekends and days I don't have campus because I got a flex position. I can work as little or as much as I want. So that's just one of the other jobs that I got that I can work while on while in school, along with the job I have with Wilkes admissions.
I also worked at a job off campus. I worked at a restaurant at home, and they opened up a location here in Wilkes-Barre, so I was able to transfer and work at the one up here. They were really flexible with my hours. As I explained to them, the only reason I was up here was to go to school, so I had to put school first. So they were able to work with me. They always asked me first, like what days would I want it to work on the next week. So I'd take, a shift or two just to work and get a couple of hours in, but they were very flexible with my school schedule.
Cool. We have another question. Are intersessions harder than regular classes? And if so, by much? For anyone who doesn't know, an intersession are classes that you can take in between semesters. So in between, during winter break, in between, the fall and spring semester is an example.
Yeah, so in the summer, we have some as well. So like there's full summer sessions, or there's like 6-week or 4-week. And then over winter, so like this year I'll have to take one of my hospitality classes online so I can graduate on time. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's harder. It's faster, so you get the material quicker. So like it's 6 weeks or whatever versus normal 12 or 15 weeks. But here's the thing, like that's your only class, so you have the full time to spend on that. I mean, I work at home, so if I'm working, I'll probably just like lower the number of hours I'm doing each week because of the classes I'll be taking over intersession. So.
Okay.
Great questions, everybody.
Well, I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight and for taking time out of here. I hope you really enjoyed the event, all of our speakers. I want to thank everyone for being here, especially our great students here who, without them, we wouldn't be here. And, we love talking with them, learning from them, learning with them. So we truly enjoy having you guys, and please come visit us. We do have some visits on campus. You can come visit some personalized visits Monday through Friday. You can register right online at wilkes.edu/visit. And if you guys want to jump in, Kishan, if you want to say anything, Liz. All right. Well, thank you so much.
But thank you, everybody. We hope to see you and come visit campus. And I'll put in the Wilkes visit website so you guys can take a look at that. But other than that, please don't hesitate to reach out to us, and have a great night and weekend.
Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.